What is up, guys? I'm going to be coming back at you with another video today. And in this video, I'm actually going to be telling you guys one of my older stories. This is a very, very old story. Like, before middle school type shit. Like, second, third grade type shit right here. This is some grade A content, alright? I'm going to be doing a little bit of my old apartment series, right? These are just going to be all the stories I had in my old apartments when I used to live there. And, yeah, this is pretty much back in elementary school, and you know what, we're gonna say fuck the intro and just get right into the video. So this takes place, I want to say, either between second and third grade, sometime between then. I can't remember which year, but all I know is it was between those times. And me and my friends at these old apartments used to do the most dumbest shit. But this is like, obviously, I shouldn't even have to explain that this was before drugs, but if you guys are a little, anyway, yeah, this was before I did anything, so obviously I had a shit ton of freedom in these apartments. They were, like, gated off, so I could just stay out there, like, all day, come back really late, leave really early in the morning, just be riding on bikes, just be chilling the whole day, just having tons of fun. All I remember from the time is that this took place during, winter, when it was snowing, and during the time it was insanely snowy. There was a shit ton of snow. It was just coming down. It was a blizzard, and I remember the snow stopped one day, but we had a couple feet of snow. Not a couple feet, what am I, fucking stupid? Like a foot of snow, maybe something like that. I remember all my friends just got out there, and we were just playing in the snow, building snowmen, just going to the park, having hella fun. Being kids, right? Just being kids, you know, the good old days. And, you know, as kids, you have snowball fights, you know, with your parents. You can have snowball fights, have tons of fun, stuff like that. So we started having a snowball fight. We just chucking snowballs at each other, laughing, having a really fun time. Then we come up with the dumbass idea to put rocks inside them, right? So we split the group up, and this group was fucking huge. Like, it had to be at least like 12-15 people. Like every kid in the apartments, like, not every kid obviously, because that's like no one for an apartment, but hella people in these apartments, we were all just friends, and we'd all group up and we'd just have hella fun, and we'd just do stupid shit together, and it was always a fun time. So we divided the group in half. One side was on one side of the park, one side was on the other side of the park. We decided we would make a pile filled with snowballs, but instead of just normal snowballs, we would have some randomly packed with rocks, right? Yeah, I don't know. Don't ask. I don't know. We are fucking retarded, but we packed tons of rocks, like in just random ass snowballs, and we all turn around so they can't see which ones have rocks in them. So we start this snowball fight, and at first we were just throwing them at like each other's feet, at each other's like stomachs, so they didn't really hurt. And most of the ones we packed in my group were just like smaller rocks, just like, I don't know, kind of like, I don't want to say pebbles, but kind of medium-sized rocks, right? Kind of just the ones you'd find on the side of the road or something like that. Some of them on like a small trail. But at this park, there were some big-ass jagged fucking rocks, like some that, well, you'll see what they did. But we're just chucking them, we're hitting each other's feet, and we're laughing, we're like, ah, bro, that hurt, and we're just throwing them at each other, and it was hella fun. It was actually pretty fun at first. And next thing I know, some kid from the other side chucks, and I mean fucking chucks with all his might, a snowball straight at my head, right? And it hits me, and I feel it. It was a rock, I felt it, and it hit me, and I didn't really think anything of it. So I pick up another rock, because it hurt, don't get me wrong, but it didn't really hurt that bad. So I wasn't really fazed by it. We start throwing some more snowballs, and I literally, like, maybe 15 seconds later, everyone stops. Every single person stops throwing snowballs, and until it's the point where I was the last one to throw a snowball. And I'm just looking around, and every single person there is just looking at me. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just looking around, I'm like, guys, what's going on? Like, did I do something? And they just start coming over, like, the other group just starts coming over to me, like, dude, are you okay? Like, oh my god, do we need to get your parents? Like, what's going on? Are you okay? Are you okay? And they're just, like, almost crying, on the verge of crying. and I didn't know why. And I was just like, why? What's going on? Like, did something happen? Did I do something? And I start feeling really, really warm in my head. So I go to touch my head, right? And literally the instant I touch my head, my hand got like really warm. And I pull my hand down, and it's just covered in blood. It's just literally covered in blood. And I look at the snow, and there's just drops just dripping off my head. And I don't know how I didn't realize this at first, but there was just drops of blood just dripping out of my head. This shit, after I realized, I just started panicking. This shit hurt so unbelievably bad. And my jacket was all just like covered in blood. My head was all covered in blood. The snow was covered in blood. They're trying to help me. And I'm scared as fuck to go to my mom and tell her what happened, even though she would have just helped me. I was scared as fuck to go to my mom, right? So eventually, a lot of my friends just get like towels from their houses and we just clean it up. And it's still bleeding. Don't get me wrong, we didn't stop the bleeding. Like, this shit was still bleeding for a fucking minute. And then maybe like 30 minutes later, I finally decided to go back to my house. I told my mom what happened. I had the fattest bump on my head. I do not know how I didn't get like a concussion or some shit. All I know is that this shit hurt and it was bleeding. Like, the day after I felt it, but it didn't have a concussion, which I'm really surprised about, because this shit was a jagged ass fucking big rock. This thing hurt like a bitch. But I mean, all in all, the lesson in this story is, don't be a fucking retard and put rocks inside snowballs and have a snowball fight. Like, you might think it's a funny idea, but let me tell you, it's not worth it. It's seriously not worth it. Don't do it. Anyway, guys, fuck me. I don't know what that was. Like, was I trying to do a fucking intro? Anyway, that's going to be it for this story. If you guys did enjoy, remember to leave a like, subscribe if you aren't already. Remember to share this video so we can get more people watching. And until next time, guys.